you want to vote this fall and you're not registered, it's
on
time
live
to get
right
busy.
now on
15
YouTube.
states require a citizen to register 30 days prior to an election, and a recent study showed 9% of Americans don't have ready access to the documents required. Here's what you need. First, you need to prove that you're a resident of the state and that you'll be 18 years old by election day. In most states, this can be as easy as showing a driver's license or eligible photo ID. Some states require a residency of up to 30 days before you register. So if you've just moved, check out your state's rules. Second, you'll need to prove where you live. Utility bills, apartment leases, car registrations, property tax bills, or bank statements are often allowable proof. Students may need to show tuition statements or a student ID. Third, you'll need to prove that you're a citizen of the United States. Typically, that means showing a birth certificate, valid U.S. passport, or naturalization papers. The Brennan Center for Justice recently found that over 21 million Americans don't have ready access to proof of citizenship documents. Many states offer registration options beyond going in person to a municipal or county clerk's office, including online registration and at the DMV. We've linked to the rules and options for your state at AmericanAmericanMinute.org. Reporting for Pacifica Radio Network, I'm Brian Beal.
That's it for Sprouts. You've been listening to Election Coverage 2024. Our contributors this week were WBAI in New York, WORT in Madison, Wisconsin, River West Radio, WXRW in Milwaukee, WOJB Radio in Hayward, Wisconsin, and WNHN-FM-LP, Concord, New Hampshire. Look for more live coverage from We Decide, America at the Crossroads, during the Democratic National Convention at WBAI.org. Production assistance came from Stephanie Schubert. The Sprouts theme music is Torpedoes on Tuesday by Poison Control Center. Sprouts is a weekly program produced in collaboration with community radio stations and independent producers across the globe. The program is coordinated and distributed by Pacifica Radio. If you or someone at your station has a radio production that you wish to showcase globally on Sprouts, contact our air traffic controller, Ursula Rudenberg, at ursula@pacifica.org. That's ursula@pacifica.org. I'm Lisa Loving in Portland, Oregon. Thank you for listening, and see you next week on Sprouts.
Views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Desert Soul Media and its board of directors. Thank you for listening.
So this is the first live show. That's 4 minutes.
That was great. Broadcasting from the Radio Phoenix Studios in downtown Phoenix.
Sounds good.
You're listening
All right.
to KRDP, where the valley comes to talk, sing, connect. KRDP, Apache Junction, Goldfield Ghost Town, Phoenix, 90.7 FM in the East Valley, and worldwide at listen, the number 2, KRDP.com, a service of Desert Soul Media. Views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Desert Soul Media and its board of directors. Thank you for listening.
The Keep It 1 Million show is back on KRDP, and we're getting into the Olympics as Noah Lyles is the 100-meter champion, but did he win the 200 meters? We're going to talk about that, as well as Sha'Carri Richardson, Simone Biles, Gabby Thomas, the USA basketball team, and everybody in the Olympics in Paris 2024. We're going to talk about that and the future of the Olympics and basketball. So keep it locked right here on the Keep It 1 Million show, KRDP 90.7 FM. We're on right now.
Howdy friends, this is Randy Taylor, Cherokee, California, with today's segment of Word with a Champ for Native Voice One.
This is Word with a Champ. Here's Cherokee Cowboy Randy Taylor.
Today, where the champ is in Minot, North Dakota, enjoying the North Dakota State Fair. Our guest today is a young man that is carrying on a tradition, fighting bulls. A second generation, a young man from North Dakota. His dad is Dick Woodbury, celebrating his 51st birthday today, and he came to watch his son fight bulls, Leighton Woodbury. Hello, Leighton. Good to see you.
How are you, Randy? Thanks for having me.
It's all right. I'm glad you're here. How's your summer going?
It's been going good. Really busy, but we're staying healthy, and we're just happy to be going up and down the road and doing what we love.
Fighting bulls. What an amazing thing to do in a world of tradition and future. I mean, fighting bulls for a living is not common.
No, it's not. It's one of those things that has changed drastically, just like the buck has in the last 20 years.
Y'all ain't gotta listen to this. Yeah, we're gonna be talking Olympics, y'all, man. Really hyped up about this. A couple of upsets. I wouldn't even call Shakira getting the silver upset though. But Noah going getting the bronze in the 200 and something. Femke Bowl. She I don't know if you saw in the mixed 400 relay how she walked down the U.S. runner and she got the Netherlands gold and the U.S. ended up getting silver, but she got her comeuppance against Sydney. She only got bronze against Sydney. You know, like a lot of people hyped her up, and honestly, I believe it was a chess game. You know, because Sydney was like, "Oh, you doing that? Oh, I got you." And Femke ended up getting bronze. It was another American that got silver. Very interesting Olympics, man. Very interesting. We're gonna get into a lot of good stuff, man. If we got time, we'll talk about Skip. Skip getting fired. Yeah, that's crazy. And about debate radio. Well, debate, not just radio, debate in general. Debate talk shows, right? You know,
you're based off of a 50-50 point scale. 50 points can go to the bull, 50 points go to you, and it's just like judge like a bull riding or any rough stock riding. And then you come to the protection side.
Speaking of this, Arizona, they have the Black Rodeo come through town. Try to take my children to go see that.
You've done an amazing job. I can't think of a creature on the planet more mean than a fighting bull. Think of a mad mama bear, a scorpion, a snake. These things come and keep on being aggressive.
Yeah, I really witnessed that last year in Vegas during the fight for 50,000. It was a 4-man bullfight, and I squared off with the world champion bull of the year before, and this past year habanero of Hampshire Fighting Bulls. And I mean, from the second I called to him, from the 20 seconds that I was on my feet making rounds with him, I mean, he was always in my back pocket, right there in my hip. And then all of a sudden, he ended up catching my leg, and I was underneath him for 13 seconds, just getting mashed around and thrown around. And it's just one of those things,
crazy.
like he said. I mean, you slip up on one of them bulls, and it could cost you. And one wrong thing, I mean, it's simple. It
However,
the difference between life and death.
Well,
Spain,
tonight.
They do bullfighting. They do it in Mexico City too. Interesting thing about bullfighting though is
it took me a little bit to kind of get that out of my system that I was here to protect again. And
you don't realize it's like the Mandador. He wants to get the bull out there as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. People don't realize like what the guy's doing. He's actually slicing the bull, so it's like the bull's losing a lot of blood and everything.
Oh yeah. After that, and then I was like, oh, shoot, I'll be fine again. So
it's crazy.
I'm here tonight, and I get to.
I don't know how they do it now, but back in the day, it was for food.
Next one safe and sound, and I'm glad that they choose me to do that for them. So I'm just
for real.
Yeah. And happy to be healthy.
Yeah, that's why the Matador is so beloved because that was for their food. Yeah. After they kill it, they would, butcher the meat.
No, I didn't know they would butcher the meat, but I didn't know it was for like poor people.
Oh yeah, they'd serve it to the poor. The people that was there, it was like back. What I'm saying, way back in the day.
Yeah.
Obviously not now.
Justin Boot Company.
Also, I think Papa I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. They had to run into the bulls, and then run with the bulls. Oh, that's crazy.
Come on, live Cowboys.
Native Voice One, the Native American radio service.
Programming on KRDP is supported by Local First Arizona, a nonprofit dedicated to unleashing opportunity
about to go on,
for
y'all.
locally owned businesses and communities across our state. When planning a summer trip, consider an adventure right here in Arizona. Beautiful landscapes, charming towns, and interesting history are easy to find just a few hours away. Explore ready-made itineraries for destinations like Cottonwood, Parker, and Wilcox at ruralaz.com. That's ruralaz.com.
And we're live. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
And this is the Keep It 1 Million show.
Yes, sir.
We're back in studio for what has been a month and a half probably.
Yeah, a month and a half.
Brand new studios in downtown Phoenix. And it's a really nice studio. We're on Instagram and YouTube if y'all want to see what
We actually share
our
a
new
building.
studios look like.
Yeah. We actually share a building with the Arizona Informant, a black newspaper, been in business for 53 years. So, pretty cool.
Exactly. And yeah, and we're still on 9.7 FM.
Yes,
so
sir.
please keep it locked on that station. On also KRDP, listen to number 2, KRDP.com. And we are talking all Olympics as what just happened tonight, as USA survives, comes back and beats Serbia 95-91. Steph Curry has a signature game, his first Olympics, and he had.
This is his first Olympics?
Yeah, I was surprised. It is actually
I thought this was like his second.
No, it's his first, and he has 36 points, one shy of Carmelo Anthony's record of 37 points. They were down 17 in the first half, and in the second half down 11, and they came back. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, 3-point shooting. I was shocked when I seen the end. I just caught the tail end of it that they were actually losing, and then Steph Curry hit the 3 to take the lead in the fourth quarter with about under 3 minutes left, and they, kept it going from there. Steph Curry had a steal, and then scored. LeBron James had scored, and then Kevin Durant with the dagger 2-pointer at the end to beat Serbia. LeBron James with a triple-double in that game. And they go on to face France in the gold medal game. Ooh. France beats Germany. Germany was the defending world champions in 2023. If you all know that whole Noah Lyles controversy about who's the world champion and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're going to definitely get into that because of what had transpired with Noah Lyles. And so France in the last minutes beat Germany. With Wembayama, going crazy. And what do you think about France versus United States? It's basically, the current, best players versus the future best players, because France has at least 3 or 4, rookies and future rookies coming into the league.
Yeah, this is what they wanted to see. The French booing Embiid, and this is very interesting. It should be a decent game. I expect the U.S. to come out and do their thing. They should win the game convincingly. I'm not talking about a blowout, but they should win the game convincingly. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to a nail biter. But I do believe that the U.S. understands what's on the line. They like, hey, we can't play around with this. So, and I expect that every time Embiid touches the ball, he's gonna get booed.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a huge, significant situation in that gold medal game, because remember, Joel Embiid was on the French national team not too long ago and switched to United States, as now he's a citizen of this country. But everybody was upset about that, so yeah, he gets booed. He had a good game, 19 points in the game against Serbia. I think it was 8 of 11. Basically, I would say his best game of the tournament.
Yeah.
His last games weren't that good. He was benched the first game, and that was strategy purposes and whatnot.
Honestly, if you look at it, he probably would have been better off playing for France. He probably would have been. I mean, he'd have been getting more time. His role would have been more defined. Because Rudy Gobert's a defensive guy. He's a good defensive guy. Wemby can play. He could play the outside. He could play the three. He pretty much like a dang near point center. So he would have. He probably just would have been better off playing for France. But I'm not going to tell the man who he should play with. So, but you're right. This was his best game so far.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think they're gonna try to get it to Joel Embiid a lot in this gold medal game because of against his old team. Like I said, the team, the fans just really boo him, and it's a lot of contention there, a lot of animosity there between the French and United States when it comes to that situation.
Yeah.
So I would think Joel Embiid is going to be a big part of that gold medal game. Obviously, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant going after like his 4th gold medal, leading scorer of all time in the Olympics.
Okay.
A lot of records can be broken.
He passed up Carmelo.
Yeah, a lot of records can be broken. Steph Curry is 1 point away from Carmelo's record of 37 points. Like I said, he had 36 points.
Yeah.
So looking at, there are the unanimous favorite to beat France. Looking at possibly 2028, what players do you see on that team from this team? Because I would say Kevin Durant and LeBron James most likely will be retired. Maybe even Steph Curry. Like he just said in the interview, this is his first and possibly only Olympics.
Yeah, he's probably not going to play. I'm not going to count it out, but I'm just being realistic. Steph's probably not going to be on the next team. LeBron's probably not. Kevin Durant's probably not. Tell you the truth, I don't think Joel Embiid will be on the next team. Going through the roster in my head. Who else is on that team?
You have Devin Booker.
Oh, he probably be there.
Devin
will probably be there.
Jason Tatum.
Tatum will be there. Ant-Man will be there.
Anthony Edwards.
Jaylen Brown is more than likely going to be on the U.S.
most
team.
likely, yeah. There most likely be some other players.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Ja Morant and Zion Williamson will be on that 2028 team.
Yeah.
Who else? I gotta look at the roster because
it's interesting because you know how they fill out the team. They just don't throw a bunch of stars together anymore. They really scientifically put this team together. They pick defenders, shooters. They'll pick a pure point guard, somebody that a pure floor general.
I really think then that Jalen Brunson got to be on that team as a pure point guard.
Yeah, he probably will be.
For 2028.
Probably will be.
And there most likely be some players that we haven't seen yet. The kid, what's his name? Cole Flagg.
Mm-hmm.
He's a high school player. He's going to Duke. He is part of the USA Select team. I mean, he's one of the top players, the top player in high school, going to Duke. Big guy. I think he's around 6'10", 6'11", and he really played a great game against Team USA in the exhibition in Vegas. And the thing is, he may end up being there, you know, because he's going to be in the NBA. He most likely be in his second or third season in the NBA. You may see Austin Rivers. You may see, you know, some other players.
Chet Holmgren.
Right, Chet Holmgren. I think
Zach
really,
E.
if they do what they did with Coach K, we may see a totally different team in 2028, because with that team, they really, like you said, scouted and cultivated that team for 3 seasons, 3 years. And it took them 3 years to get that, you know, that final 12, 13, or 15 players. This team was a bit different. They kind of, I want to say threw the team together, but, you know, it wasn't a 3-year thing as it was prior, as the 2016 team, the 2012 team,
the 08.
Right, the 08, you know, those teams with Kobe and LeBron and them. I want to say, and the issue was the World Championship team. That was really a major problem, as you know, Anthony Edwards came head and shoulders above the whole team and everything, but them not winning. I think they got silver.
I believe so.
Losing to Germany.
Yeah.
And that kind of threw a monkey wrench, because they was trying to really slow grind that team and really develop like they would with Coach K. And I think them losing kind of made that team, you know, it had to change a bit. And but the problem with when it came to the Jaylen Brown situation, who knows if he was going to be on that team in 2028. I mean, yes, it's going to be in Los Angeles. It's going to be on American soil. So we're going to see who wants to be on that team, who doesn't want to be on that team. But it's going to be a lot of changes, and I think it's going to be the new generation of basketball is going to be showcased there. But before that, we got to see how much do you see USA winning in the gold medal game against France.
I had 10-12 point win, like something like that. I don't foresee a blowout unless it's a U.S. player that just gets like hot, you know, like and they can't, you know how that go. You got somebody that's just really hot, and you know Devin Booker is capable of that. You know, that just gets hot and can't miss.
Right.
But I do believe that I don't believe they're gonna blow those guys out. So like maybe 10-12 point win.
I could see 10. I could see maybe 15. I think the outside shooting is going to be key with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron, and Devin Booker as well, because he's been lighting it up. So yeah, I'll say that. I think it'll be a wire-to-wire win. I don't think they will come back like they did in against Serbia. I think Serbia was their toughest test with Jokic and Bogdanovic. But this team, France is a young team. They're hungry, and you know they're happy to be where they're at. But U.S. should win the gold medal. And with that being said, we're going to be right back with more Keeping 1 Million show.
Mm-hmm.
In 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dalton Green. Join me on Tuesdays
track and
from 8
field,
to 9
no
p.m.
allowance,
with
yeah.
Dalton
Carry on
Green
that.
Show. I play a mix of songs from the 60s to the present, blending jazz, R&B, soul, funk, hip-hop, and anything with a groove. That's Tuesdays, 8 to 9 p.m. on KRDP 90.7 FM.
Broadcasting from the Radio Phoenix studios in downtown Phoenix. You're tuned to KRDP, your home for jazz, blues, R&B, and soul. KRDP, Apache Junction, Goldfield Ghost Town, Phoenix. 90.7 FM in the East Valley and worldwide at listen to number 2 KRDP.
And we're back. It's Keep 1 Million Show and Dwayne.
Sean P.
And like I said, it's going to be a heavy Olympics episode because that's what's going on in the Olympics. And something that major breaking that happened is that Noah Lyles he won the 100 meters in spectacular fashion by like 0.5 of a second, winning in a photo finish. And the 200 meters, you know how arrogant he is and how he talks. And some of the runners did not like that. The man from Botswana, his USA teammate, had some words as well. And coming to the 200 meters, it was all Noah Lyles. Everybody was talking about Noah. But he ended up with third place with the bronze medal, losing to Leslie Tobago of Botswana.
Yeah.
And his American rival, who got the silver medal, his name is Kenneth, and basically now it comes to find out that he had COVID-19.
All right.
Now, I mean, what do you think about this situation that Noah Lyles loses?
The finals was packed with men that could win. Yeah, everybody who watches the sport knew about Leslie from Botswana. Yeah. They knew about him. They knew about the American team. I knew about those guys. I knew they had a chance to beat Noah Lyles. I knew they had a chance. So it wasn't a big surprise. And as far as people not liking him, Noah Lyles reminds me of Usain Bolt. I mean, Bolt used to dance around and cater to the crowd and everything. And it seemed like it was okay. Yeah, everybody was like, oh yeah, but when an American does it, it's, oh man, you talk too much, you this and that, so I mean, now I will say this, Usain Bolt never won, I don't recall him ever coming up with the bronze. I have to look it up.
No,
but I know he's won more gold than he did silver. So I mean, he's still considered the GOAT,
Right.
at that. So he's the only man. I want to say the only man that consecutively win like 3 gold medals in the Olympics, something like that. So Noah Lyles is not that. So we see that he's not that. Now, as far as him being sick, you and I talked about this already. You said he was they said he was dancing around before the race,
Right.
but then after the race, he's in a wheelchair on some old Paul Pierce stuff. So I'm like, all right, that's nonsense. I'm trying to understand what's going on with that. But like I said, anybody can be beat. I mean, these races, you gotta remember these guys are running like what, 19 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what he ran? Isn't that what the Botswana guy ran? Like 19 seconds
Right.
for the 200?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, they're running like 9. They're running like 9, 7, 9, 8 in the 100. This is blazing fast. These are not people that you take lightly.
Yeah, it was 1946 for.
1946. Yeah, that's.
For the guy from Botswana.
Yeah.
And his name was the American who got silver medal. His name is Kenny. I just had his name right here too. Yeah. I just had his name. Kenny Bednark.
Kenny Bednark? Okay.
Yeah, that's his name. So and he was in the Olympic trials. They was both talking back and forth. Noah Lyles basically tries to predict that he's gonna win the race. You know, and they say, "Oh well, you know, you can't predict everything." You know what I mean? And Kenny, he kind of came back at him, getting second in the trials, and now beating him in the Olympic final. So, you know, Noah Lyles had a statement in the on Twitter, you know, thanking his fans and everything, but he said he's not going to compete at any other events in track and field in the rest of the Olympics. So he's done for the rest of the Olympics. So you're not going to see him in the relays, which I thought he would be in a relay, but I guess because of the COVID diagnosis, that he's not going to be in any of the relays. So, and I mean, to talk about his arrogance and whatnot, basically, yeah, that's just who he is, and he's trying to get, you know, people to watch track and field, watch the races and whatnot. And then the winner said, they asked him, is he going to be the face of track and field? He said no, because he's not a loudmouth, arrogant guy like Noah. Basically, you know, taking a shot at Noah Lyles because, yeah, he's a very polarizing figure. You know, people love to hate him and how he conducts himself and whatnot. But he does back it up with wins. This time he didn't. So we'll see how everything goes. And a lot of basketball fans are reveling in this because of what he said a couple of years ago, as far as the NBA not being
talking about
world champions and the final not being a world championship title because they don't go against the world's best. And whatnot.
And at the time when he said it, it was the World Championships, and he won 3 gold medals in the World Championships.
Right.
So I mean, this time, yeah, you could clap back at him, but he proved his point then. So like, trying to clap back at him now is kind of a moot point. Like,
well, world champion of what is trending on X, Twitter.
Yeah, but he is the reigning world champion.
He's the world champion. He's the Olympic champion in the 100, but not the 200, the bronze medals. So we got to give him that. And the thing is, when coming to this whole NBA World Championship debate, there is rumblings, and I'm going to look it up later on, about the NBA and FIBA, which is the international body of basketball, possibly coming together for a tournament or something of that nature in the future. So there may be a international NBA versus FIBA teams tournament style, possibly in the future. That can happen. It's right now. I think it's a rumor, but I think there's been rumblings of that going on, especially with what's going on with Team USA, and they're going to have transition to, like I said, with to new players, and LeBron James possibly retirement in a few years, Kevin Durant possible retirement, Steph Curry possible retirement. Another thing is, when you see the popularity of the in-season tournament, which is a soccer international style of play with the group stages and the points and all of that. I think that is something the NBA is looking at, as that is being more popularized with that, and in the WNBA may have international teams come into the fray with that. I mean, what do you think about a international in-season tournament with NBA teams versus say EuroLeague teams or Spanish league teams?
Oh, you talking about how they did it this past year with the in-season tournament this past year, like that?
Yeah. I think in the future that something like that may come about.
If they could work it out, that would be very interesting. Very interesting. You know, so would you guys ask, would it just be Euro teams? Would it be some teams from Australia, China, stuff like that? You know, it would be interesting if they took like the champion from over in China, the champion from over in Australia, New Zealand, the champion from Europe, and you know, and stuff like that, and then brought them in with the NBA championship team.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting, or somehow mix it up with a different team. I don't know how they would do it, but that would be very interesting. That'd be interesting to see, and it would definitely bring a lot of viewers. It bring a lot of international viewers, and with that comes international advertising and money. So you know when money, right, when money talks.
Yeah, exactly what they're looking at right there. The thing is, one more thing. You talked about, you know, the 3-on-3 basketball as well, as I think the women won bronze, the men didn't medal.
Women won bronze.
The men looked pretty bad. I think it was Jimmy Fredette was injured, so he was their best player, which is, to be honest with you, not a good thing. Ice Cube had said, you know, the winner of the men should face the winner of the Big Three champions for some money.
Yeah.
The thing is, should United States look at the Big Three to represent USA for the next Olympics in 2028?
If they did that, they would have to. Cuba had to do something, because pretty much the Big Three is comprised of. Well, when it first started, it was comprised of older NBA players, and still old NBA guys who pretty much, they may have just had a cup of coffee in the league, or they played in the league for a while, and they weren't really superstars like that. You got to remember, a lot of those guys really not in that great of shape.
Right.
You know, even Kenyon Martin said on Gil's Arena, he said, man, that was just something to do, something to get out the house. So to him, and there's probably a lot of other players that think like that. You know, I'm just trying to get out the house, get a couple dollars, and do that. They didn't really take it serious like that. So you just have to look at it like that. Then Cube eventually opened it up to guys who played in college but didn't make it to the league, stuff like that. Which he said he said he wasn't going to do, but then he ended up doing it. So I don't believe that the Olympic Committee is going to take the Big Three serious, because they just don't have they don't have the, like, they are, for example, their best player right now, probably going to be the MVP, is Corey Brewer. I mean, Corey Brewer, he was known as more of a defensive player than an offensive player when he played in the league. So you got to look at stuff like that. Now, do I like the Big Three? Yes. Would I like to see him work something out? Yes, but he just has to up the competition.
Yeah, possibly. The thing is, a lot of the Big Three players are from, overseas teams, and, we don't know these players at all. I mean, the only college player was on the 3-on-3, the women's, which is, I forget her name, Van Oy or whatever.
Van Lith. Oh, you're talking about the women's team?
Yeah.
Oh, Van Lith.
Right, the
Van
women's
Lith.
team. That was the only college player that was on any basketball team. And the other players I think were international players, played overseas. So
one of the players took Cameron Brink's spot. Cameron Brink would have been on that team if she didn't get hurt.
Okay.
She had got hurt. So the team might have been there because Cameron Brink was balling before she got hurt. So that it might have been a little bit different if she was on the team.
Yeah, so I mean, I think in 2028, if United States wants to win gold in 3-on-3, they're gonna have to look at something different. Maybe one professional player on each team.
Well, with the
not necessarily a superstar, because that would be kind of unfair. I think Draymond Green has something to say on his podcast about it. And a lot of people kind of dismiss what he said because he's talking about he didn't know anything about the 3-on-3 game. It's a totally different game than 5-on-5. Also, I just seen Angel Reese talking about being part of a women's 3-on-3 league that's going to start next year. I think WNBA players are funding that. And it's going to be in Miami, so that may, help out the women's game, but the men's game, there's not actually another, league besides the Big Three. So I think they have to look at the Big Three as an option to use those players, because there is no other American 3-on-3 basketball league.
No.
Other parts of the world, there's plenty of 3-on-3 basketball leagues going out there.
Yeah, you're right. As far they just have to, because you have to remember these teams have to go around and play in these tournaments to be eligible to play in the Olympics.
Exactly.
So the NBA, it's really hard for the NBA. It's easier for the WNBA because they only play in the summertime. So it's a little easier. And we'll see how they incorporate it. Now, in the Olympics in 2021 in Tokyo, the U.S. women actually won gold. Kelsey Plum was on that team. So it's not like it can't be done.
Yeah, seems like the WNBA can pull it off. The NBA will not be able to pull it off. I think they have to look at some more options as far as the men's 3-on-3. So. With that being said, we're going to come right back and we're going to get into Simone Biles. We're going to get into Sha'Carri Richardson, Gabby Thomas, and the other United States athletes that won gold. And keep it locked right here. It's Keep 1 Million Show, 90.7 FM on your dial.
Yes, sir.
No, that's 8 minutes.
Thank you for listening to KRDP. Each month, we incur many expenses to bring you this independent community radio voice. and we need your financial support. There are 5 different ways that you can support KRDP. First, you can tune in and listen to our programming on 90.7 FM in the East Valley via TuneIn or by telling Alexa, play KRDP 90.7 FM. Second, you can become a one-time donor. Third, you can become a sustaining monthly donor. Fourth, if you own or are associated with a business, your company can become a business sponsor. Finally, you can donate to KRDP via the Fry's Rewards Community Partners Program. When joining the Fry's program, use code CD289 to designate a portion of your food purchases as a donation to KRDP. Thanks for your support of KRDP.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dalton Green. Join me on Tuesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. for The Dalton Green Show. I play a mix of songs from the 60s to the present, blending jazz, R&B, soul, funk, hip-hop, and anything with a groove. That's Tuesdays, 8 to 9 p.m. on KRDP 90.7 FM.
And we're back to Keep 1 Million. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
We're on 90.7 FM, KRDP,
Yes, sir.
live. If I'm not mistaken, the first live show from the new studio here on East Lake Park, downtown Phoenix. And we're talking about the Olympics, Paris 2024,
Yes, sir.
and the great athletes that Black American athletes that have just destroyed the competition, like Sydney McLaughlin Lavrone, who broke her own world record winning the 400-meter hurdles at a time of 50.37 seconds. And teammate Anna Cockrell taking the silver at 51.87 seconds. And if you look at the video, it looks like she's the only person in racing. Looks like she's racing by herself. She's so fast. They're basically saying she's changing the hurdles game itself with how fast she's running. No one has ran this fast ever. She's basically running 400-meter times in the hurdles times.
I was about to say that she's running the hurdles faster than some people running a regular 400. You know, like it's crazy. She's breaking her own records. She's already considered a prodigy at the 400 hurdles, and they calling her the GOAT, the GOAT at this. Matter of fact, the woman that was supposed to challenge her, Femke Bol from the Netherlands, won a bronze. She didn't even come close to close to Sydney, and it's funny because a lot of people bring up when Femke Bol, it was during the mixed relays. She walked down the anchor because Femke was the anchor for the Netherlands. She walked down the U.S. If anybody that doesn't know what walk down means, it means you come from behind. You pretty much blow past somebody. And she walked that girl down because people was like, oh, the U.S. was going to get the gold, but they ended up getting the silver because Femke blew past her. And the mistake that the Americans made was they set a world record in the semis. And they kind of showed their hand and everything, and Femke was like, oh, she didn't care about the world record. Like she went out and did that, and a lot of people was like, oh, Sydney better watch out. No, Sydney didn't have to watch out, and in 5K, she was walking around the track, shaking her head. But I was like, yo, you just got you got beasted, you got humbled, pretty much, you know. And I'm a fan of Sydney. I'm a fan of all these athletes actually. So I mean, what she did was phenomenal. I mean, man, she's going to get a sub 50. She's going to get a sub 50 in this, and then she's probably going to go. She's hinted to going to the to just doing the 400 after that.
And the thing is, speaking of walking down, Quincy Hall.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. Yeah,
everyone down in the 400-meter final. The thing is, he was fourth. It looked like he was injured. I mean, you could listen to the commentators, and the lady that was talking was like, Is Quincy Hall injured? Is he hurt? Because he's struggling. He's going, you know, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, no, he's not. He's coming back. In that last 100 meters, I mean, one of the most exciting races I've seen in recent memory. He got, I think it was 43.40, the fourth fastest ever in the 400 meters. And talking about walking down, I mean, an amazing race, beating some of the top 400 meters of all time, you know, runners. What did you think about that race?
Oh man, that was amazing. It reminded me. It was years ago. Track and field fans may remember this. It was a French. Well, it was a European relay for the 4x4, and the French team. It was the anchor. I forget her name. It was an anchor, a black woman, I should say. And she came. She was like in like. I want to say she was like in 5th place or something like that, and she literally walked everybody down, coming around to win that gold medal for that Euro race. So that's what that reminded me of. What Quincy Hall did, it was amazing what he did. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow.
Right, and also what happened? Also the 4x100. Qualifiers, and Sha'Carri Richardson was the anchor leg, and they blow past Germany, walked them down to get into the 4x100 final. And also, it says Sha'Carri Richardson, she actually won silver medal in the 100-meter dash, and
Julian Alford from St. Lucia won the gold.
She wins the gold medal, but then gets, was it silver or bronze in the 200 meter?
She got the silver in the 200 meter. It was an American girl.
It was Gabby Thomas.
Gabby Thomas won the gold, but it was another American that won the bronze.
Yeah, won the bronze.
Yeah.
Another amazing race was that 200-meter women's.
Oh man,
was
Gabby wasn't playing. She wasn't playing. She came out. Nobody came close to it, and that's how Sha'Carri should have been right out of them blocks. Sha'Carri's start has always been kind of not kind of. It has been her weakness, because she's so used to being able to being the fastest, the most talented. But at that level, you're not going to chase down Julian Alford, but there's no dishonor in silver, because everybody who follows track and field knew who Julian Alford was and knew that she could do this. So it didn't surprise me at all that Julian Alford won the gold, and she won. St. Lucia never won a medal before. She just won a gold and a silver. So she's going to get a statue. She's going to get a statue at that place.
It was some amazing runners, and I think we're not done yet.
Still got the relays, 4x4 for the men and the women. Still have the 4x1 for the men and the women. So I forget how. I want to say the 4x4 is the 4x4 is the last, and track meets the 4x4 is the last event that's done. I want to say that.
Right, and
somebody can fact check me.
And one last thing, we have to shout out Simone Biles.
Oh, the GOAT.
You know, she wins. Was it the
all
team?
around. She won the all around. She won the all around gold. She won the team gold.
Right.
I can't remember what event she won gold in.
She won gold, if I'm not mistaken, in the vault.
Okay, the vault.
And
then she won silver on the floor.
Silver on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You know, the Brazilian, she won gold.
Yeah, Rebecca Andrade. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I mean,
Jordan Childs won the bronze on the floor.
Right.
On the floor.
If I'm not mistaken, that's how many gold medals?
Matter of fact, Simone Biles, I believe she has 11 gold medals. 11 medals. They bowed when it was on the podium. Simone Biles and Jordan Childs bowed Rebecca Andrade. They just showed true sisterhood right there. And It was the first time. I didn't realize it. It was the first time that it was all black women winning medals.
Right.
On the podium.
Yeah. Simone Biles wins in this Olympics 3 golds.
Oh yeah, 3 golds.
1 silver. So 4 medals in this Olympics, and is one of the top Olympians right now. As Zhang Yusuf has 6 medals with 5 bronze and a silver, and then French the Leon Marchard, the swimmer, has the second most with 4 golds and 1 bronze, and then Tori Husk of the United States, she has 3 gold medals, 2 silvers. And then right behind them, Reagan Smith has 2 gold, 3 silvers. And then right behind her is Simone Biles with 3 golds and 1 silver.
Okay.
And then Gretchen Walsh, Katie Douglas, and Katie Ledecky is behind them with their medals. So it's a lot of medals for United States, and individually, yeah, they're tearing it up. So congratulations to all of them.
And Simone Biles has hinted to possibly doing the Olympics again in 2028. She will be 31 years old, so she's already considered the term they use in gymnastics is to call them a grandma when they're that old. No, it's an affectionate term they use. They call them grandmoms because they're so much older than the young ladies. So
she's a grandma now in the Olympics right now.
Yeah.
As her teammates are 18, 19 years old.
Yeah,
she's about 26,
she's
27.
27. So she'll be 31 in the next Olympics. So that's something she'll talk to her husband about, because who knows, maybe she might want to start a family or something like that. All I do know is if she wants to do the Olympics, she's going to have to compete throughout these years, and she's not going to want to have to take a year off, because we all know if she wants to start a family, she would have to take a year off, possibly more than that. So that's something that she would talk to her husband about.
Right.
And they'll figure it out and everything. But I mean, she has nothing to prove, really. Nothing at all.
She does not. She really doesn't. She is the greatest gymnast of all time with the hardest moves that some of them are even banned. The most gold medals, the most medals in gymnastics.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Simone Biles. Especially from what she came from in the Tokyo Games.
Yeah.
She had to leave the Tokyo Games due to everything happening with her mental health and the it's called the twisties and all that, and she couldn't really find her mark, but now she's definitely found it.
Not just that, like what she had to endure through with the sexual abuse stuff with that dude, Dr. Nassar, that horrible stuff.
And that's all was going in at the same time, right?
She had to work her way through that. I want to give a shout out to the Cuban wrestler Mijan Lopez. He won his fifth consecutive gold medal, which nobody has done in an individual sport where you're by yourself. So to win 5 gold medals in a row, that's very outstanding thing to do. So mad love to him, and maybe the WWE or somebody pick him up. So you get that good money. You know what I'm saying? So of course he has to figure out how to be good on the mic. You know how that stuff is.
Right.
Good on the mic and everything.
One last thing is that before we go, Skid Bayless.
Yeah.
Going to sports media. He's been. Was he fired? Was he let go? What happened with that?
He's fired.
He's not with Fox Sports anymore. The Undisputed show.
They definitely let him go.
It's over. Do you know anything more about that?
What I do know, they let him go. I do know that his ratings when Shannon left, the ratings dipped. The ratings when Shannon was there, the ratings would never competed with First Take, but they were really good ratings. And then when Shannon left, and they brought in like a rotating table of
cast, right?
Rotating cast. It never was as good. Now, except for Michael Irvin, the ratings for Michael Irvin were pretty good, but it just wasn't the same. And then his people could say, well, you know, he can do his YouTube thing, but his YouTube channel isn't that great.
Right.
So,
no, it's not.
Matter of fact, ESPN even put out there that no, we're not going to bring Skip back. I mean, the debate that type of debate talk shows and radio is no longer popular. It's no longer popping anymore. It's more discussion. It's more going back and forth with your opinions, and you're not really arguing.
Right.
So I don't dislike or hate Skip, you know, and everything. But I will say, you know, he's going to have to change up his style a little bit. Maybe he could go back, because people don't realize he had been doing journalism since the mid-'70s, man. I mean, he's been around for a long time.
Right. And
you need to give him his flowers, because he was a great print journalist. So, but print journalism is dying out.
Yeah.
So we shall see what's going to happen with him.
I think he not will retire, but should retire. Like I said, that debate style of sports talk is kind of gone. I think the more in-depth sports talk should take its place. We'll see how it goes, especially, you know, the hot take, everything that's going to be there. The hot take people with their crazy talks, that's going to still be there. But the debate, yeah, it's possibly over. The podcast was kind of took over that.
Yeah, especially
and people want to hear. The thing is, I think people want to hear more of the behind the scenes when it comes to the players, the athletes, even the host and whatnot. They want to hear the behind the scenes or what goes on, you know, between players and the journalists and whatnot, how they interact with each other. I think that's a lot more interesting than just two hosts yelling at each other. So whatever happens next to that undisputed time slot is, you know, that's going to be what's more interesting is who's going to fill that time slot. Are obviously going to change the name to something else. Is someone from another show going to be the new host of that? It remains to be seen. I think in September we'll probably find out what happens with that. So with that being said, we're going to come back with more Key 1 Million Show, 90.7 FM. Listen to number 2, KRDP.com, and thanks everyone for watching and listening on Instagram and YouTube. Come right back with more, and we're out.
Yes, sir.